How you doing?
It's been a while.
It has been too long. So lots going on. How you been?
Good. It's nice that we're getting back to normal, that we're in step three, that it seems these COVID discussions are hopefully slowly but surely becoming a conversation of the past.
I hope so. Did you like a couple weeks back, on your presser, did you get the question about the haircut?
I did not get the question, but I got a haircut. I'm not sure if you can tell. I kept it a little bit longer, but yeah, no, I was very happy when we were allowed to get haircuts again.
Sure. No, we did ask about the haircut at the CP24 presser.
Okay.
So it was one of those ones where they ran out of questions. So I told them, I'm like, ask Patrick about his haircut. Anyways, so a lot to talk about. Do you think that there's a chance that the mask bylaws will be gone by September?
So right now, we're hearing from public health that they want to keep the indoor mask mandate for some time. I'm not sure when they're going to recommend that it be changed. But I have heard the medical advice is they're prepared to drop the outdoor mandates. Right now, under the Reopening of Ontario Act, there are requirements, whether you're at a flag raising, a farmer's market, an outdoor sports field, any organized event, you still have to wear a mask. But because of the data being very clear that it's safe to be outdoors, they're prepared to make movement on that, and we've been advocating for that. So if parents want to watch their kids play soccer on a sports field, they shouldn't have to be masked outdoors, knowing how safe those environments are.
Okay. Let's talk about vaccine passports all over the news. Do you support vaccine passports in Brampton and Ontario, Canada?
No, I wouldn't support it in Brampton. I don't think you want to have it on an ad hoc basis, municipality to municipality. If there's going to be some entry requirements into Canada, it'll be done on a national level. It's not within municipal jurisdiction. I believe Canada will have a vaccine passport for incoming tourists, but we certainly won't have one on a local level.
Okay. What is the Brampton business community saying about vaccine passports? Because right now they're there to fend on their own, right?
Yeah, we haven't had much feedback from Brampton businesses. I think the understanding is and recognition is that it's going to be a federal decision. The entry requirements will be set by the Government of Canada.
Okay. We still haven't heard much about the province as far as back to school. What do you think might happen in September? Will kids have to go back with masks?
Yeah, I want to see kids back in school. That's the starting point. I think it's important for young children to be with their peers, to be there learning in person. The online learning is very difficult. And now that all the educators are vaccinated, hopefully by September, the vast majority of those over the age of 12 will be vaccinated. I think we're in a safe position that we can get back to school like it was before.
You think they'll be masked?
You know what? That's possible. That will be a public health call.
Okay.
All I'd say is whatever it takes to get schools back in person. If we have to live with masks for a few more months, if that's what the province requires, then so be it. I want to see schools open again.
Okay. If you could look into your crystal ball, we want the vaccination rate to be 100%. I don't think it'll ever be 100%. But when do you realistically see things get back to normal? Do you see it by like Thanksgiving? Do you see it by Christmas in Brampton?
Yeah, I think we are already doing well as a country when it comes to vaccination rates. I think if you look at first doses, there's a lot of countries that would be envious of Canada's figures. So I would say it's almost back to normal. And if we can get the vaccination levels higher, it will stay back to normal. I know right now almost everything is open again. And the key thing is just to make it last. We know there'll be a flu season, an influenza season again, and we just need to make sure that the vaccination rates are high enough that it doesn't overburden our healthcare system. The reality is, if you're vaccinated, COVID is relatively harmless. The hospitalizations that we're seeing right now are amongst the unvaccinated population. So as long as we have a large enough segment of the population vaccinated, then we're going to be okay, even when that fourth wave comes, because it will not cause severe cases.
You mentioned in fall there's going to be a flu season. Obviously, COVID's going to go up at that time. Do you see that being the end of lockdowns? Like, do you see lockdowns at that point, or just more kind of, hey, stay home?
I believe because of our vaccination levels, it should be the end of lockdowns.
Okay.
I don't see the need for another lockdown.
Okay.
The only thing I would add to that context is if there is some unforeseen variant that throws havoc into the reopening, that could always change things. But the more the world gets vaccinated, the less we're going to need to worry about new variants popping up.
Cool. My son's getting second shot today, so I have to take him up at 4:30.
Thank you for protecting your family.
Oh, as soon as he was able to, I booked it. So this is a non-COVID question. Brampton just received $400 million from the Canada Infrastructure Bank for upwards of 400 electric buses. When do you think the Brampton transit system, ZUM, is it ZUM? How do you say it? ZUM?
Zoom, yeah.
Zoom, sorry, will be fully electric?
By 2027, and we're going to be the first transit system in the country to do that. We already have 2 of our routes that the electric buses have arrived. This is a game changer. It's going to save 106,000 tons a year of greenhouse gas emissions. Transportation accounts for 25% of greenhouse gases. There's a lot of municipalities that talk about taking the environment seriously. We're walking the walk in Brampton. We are literally the leaders when it comes to combating climate change right now. And I'm so proud of our city for showing that you can be a big city and be green at the same time and be environmentally responsible. I would note the $400 million partnership with the Government of Canada is through the Canada Infrastructure Bank. It's actually a loan. It's not a grant. And the way it works is that loan gets repaid based on the savings, because it is a lot cheaper to run an electric bus than it is a traditionally fueled bus. And so the savings go back to the infrastructure bank to repay that loan. So it's a new way to finance green fleets. And we're doing that here in Brampton.
Cool. Question we got here. Is the city of Brampton still giving out COVID-related tickets, or have you guys stopped?
So there's still the Ontario, Reopening Act that has requirements, and so you could still get a COVID-related fine. I would say we've seen such impressive compliance. We haven't had to give out tickets. So the last month we haven't had tickets, but if someone was in breach of an Ontario emergency bylaw, then they could be fined. Right now you can have 100 people outdoors at your house or 25 people indoors. So hypothetically, if someone had 500 people in their backyard, they could be fined. It's the bylaw department of a municipality has to follow the provincial laws because they supersede municipal ones, and so there would be an expectation that we would enforce the provincial laws. Okay.
Here's a fun question. Since step 3 reopening, what has the mayor been up to?
Well, I'm still really busy at City Hall. Obviously, we had 2 announcements this week in the city of Brampton. We had an affordable housing announcement with the Government of Canada that the Prime Minister visited for. We had the transit announcement that Catherine McKenna visited for. So we've been recipients of some good news more recently. And it's just great to see the city back on its feet, getting back to normal. I would say the only thing that's changed for me is that it's great to be able to go inside restaurants again. Indoor dining is permitted. Sports, our recreational facilities are permitted. I went and played hockey last week, and that was great. Our rec facilities for indoor sports like hockey have been closed since November, so it's just so nice to be able to get out again and enjoy our beautiful recreational amenities.
Nice. The Tokyo Olympics are happening right now. There are 8 Brantonians there out of the 370 athletes. Do you have a message for them to
make Brampton proud, make Canada proud? We have some phenomenal athletes that come out of Brampton, and it is a source of national pride. And hopefully we see some medal winners. They can come back and we can celebrate together.
Nice. Okay, and here's another one. You going to catch a Jays game?
You know, I don't have any plans right now, but you know, I'd love to take Theodore to his first Blue Jays game, but there's no plans right now. And I have to say, at 2, it's still tough to keep him seated for 3 hours for a baseball game. But you know, there are special father-son memories, family memories that I think every dad looks forward to. So I do look forward to that time when we can go to our first baseball game or hockey game.
Nice. Last question I have here from a viewer. If people in Brampton are looking for something fun and interesting to do over the rest of the summer, what are a couple of options you'd suggest?
One of my favorite is the farmers market every Saturday morning in Brampton. Great local delicacies, everything from pies to fruit to popcorn to vegetables. Come check it out. It's a fun way to spend a Saturday morning right at Gage Park.
Nice. So I like how our interview has changed from 75% COVID to 25% COVID. So,
there you go. And eventually we're going to get to 0% COVID.
Exactly. We get to talk about the you know, the artists that are coming for New Year's Eve and all the fun stuff. But yeah. All right, Mayor Brown, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll catch you next week.